Manapon, kumusta everybody? This is Scott Expat in the Philippines. We're back! Yay! Me and my wingman are off to the city to go pick up Mama. Yippee! I miss her. Every day when she's at work, I miss her. Or when she's at work, I should say. CJ had a little fall over, didn't you, mate? Hey? He hurt under here. Tripped over a little stick. Wasn't watching where he was going, but Daddy got sympathy. Daddy fix, as I said in earlier. So he's all good now. Chocolate Bicky fix everything, yeah? I reckon, guys, if you're out and about, you must carry in your wallet your name, your address, and where you live. In Philippines case, Barangay, what area, like Pasok, and your phone number, just in case. Even if you're going for drives in cars, in your car with the family, I think you need to make sure you have your name and address and your phone number in there. Most important, very important, I think, because if I'm not cursing anyone, I'm not putting the mozzie on anyone, but I'm just saying, if you so happen to run into a spot of a bit of trouble, and you end up having to go to the hospital and you're, say, unconscious, you really need to have that with you, so the doctors and nurses can ring your family. It might pay also, which I'm going to do when I get home, is put my name, my address, and my next of kin, next contact details, like my brother or my sister-in-law, so they can be contacted in case of anything. You know, you never know. And it's not just that. I've been thinking about it today, basically, because you just never know what crops up, or what pops up. Same thing in life. So, you know, and especially, you know what makes me more think about it, guys? This little one, CJ, because they're the ones that you leave behind. They're the ones that need to be taken care of if you can't do it and you're not able to do it, if you know what I mean. So that's the basic necessities, which will help you and will help your family, especially your wife's phone number if she's working in the city, or if she's working in the next province or next suburb in Australian's case. You just don't know what comes and what crops up. Uncertain circumstances beyond your control. So that's a major, you know, never forget to do, is basically have that with you. Your name, your address, what suburb you live in, your brother's name, or your sister, or your auntie, or so on, etc., etc. their phone numbers and particulars so they can be contacted by the hospital or by the ambulance or the police if need be. So just a thought in mind, guys, just a thought in mind, you know, we need to do these things. And I thought about it today while I was walking him, because after he fell over, it sort of made me think, not that I don't, but it just made me think about what would happen, you know. So it pays, okay. There's a few other things I had to talk about too, and I'm just trying to think what they were. Also, my wife, my beautiful, lovely wife, is trying to get onto Google Ascent. If anyone can get onto Google Ascent, please let me know, because we're trying to get on it. And then what it does is, it's an easy way around what's going on with YouTube. If you want to connect to people, you want to grow your numbers, your subs, it'll help you out apparently. So, but as I said this morning, we were talking about it when I was dropping Arlene off into work, and I had to think about it more while I was walking Snowy and CJ earlier, and it will help you grow your subs, help you monetize a lot quicker, and get everything, make it easier for you. It's supposed to make it easier on you. So my wife is trying to get around that, and at the moment, for some unknown reason, I don't know whether it's Windows 10, as I said earlier, whether that's stopping Arlene getting into it. I don't know. Windows 7 was a lot bloody easier. I don't know why. I listened to a friend of mine putting Windows 10 on my computer, but the new laptop already had Windows 10, so I can't win. My old one had Windows 7, and Windows 7 allowed you to go just about anywhere you bloody well wanted to go, and anywhere you needed to go to be honest, or things you wanted to check out. Windows 7 was right there for you. What happens? They develop Windows 10, and it's only letting certain things in. I know when I download a few things, this is not safe. And you sort of got to think, oh my God, what the hell? But you need to find, sometimes you have to push the issue with your laptop. Okay, I'm in control. I am in control of you. You laptop, you listen. And you got to make sure it you can punch in whatever you want when you want, and it makes it easier for you to go to that certain place that you need to go to, whether it be looking for something overseas, a specific area. I know a couple of months back I was looking for something I was actually looking for our land in Sogod, and hello, not letting me go there. I've typed in the address, the coordinates, everything, but it wasn't letting me get in. And you could imagine me at the other end going, growling like a big Rottweiler, wanting to get into his laptop, trying to find a certain area. Anyway, I had to ask Arlene to ask Mum what area it was in and what was it next to. It took me about probably 3 hours to find it, but then we found our land. Yay, yippee. And it was good because I got to see. But the other thing with Google Earth, it doesn't matter how much you update the app, the closer you get to your subject or your map or your location, it sort of goes a bit blurry. I think that's got a lot to do with the way the weather is in the area that you're in. So, finding things and finding places is pretty well easy to look up, Google Earth's really good for that. I'm pretty wrapped with Google Earth. You can use the other map location maps, they call it. They're pretty good too, guys, but they don't give you that real effect, if you know what I mean. So I enjoy looking up a few things here and there. I haven't done it for a while. That's when I have been on. I do check out certain areas, certain places. So it's fun. I'm actually going the Calder Highway in to pick up Arlene this time. I'm just trying to figure out whether this is quicker going Calder than going Buller Road. I think going Buller Road is a lot quicker because we only have to go out through town, but you still have to wait 5 minutes, probably 10 minutes to go through town by the time you go through all the traffic. And people walking across crossings. So, you sort of got to be aware that it might take a little bit longer going one way compared to the other. This way is going sort of the way we usually go, up past Rosenthal and then onto the Calder highway, is a little bit longer in my book. They say it's quicker, but I reckon it's a bit longer. Basically, because you've got to go around and not straight. They usually say straightest way is the quickest way. In this case, I don't think so, but we'll see. Mum rang at probably just after, a little after 10 past 1. It's now 1:21 and it's 19 degrees in Melbourne, Victoria. Sorry guys, I'm in the office. Also, there's plenty of good things to see around Philippines, we went to Panglao, which is just outside of Tagbilaran. It was great. It was good to get on the boat from Cebu and go over to Bohol on the ferry. Apparently you can fly over there now. The airport's open, which is good. It's not an international airport, it's just domestic. I think it's great for those who want to fly over. Personally, not me. When you get to the airport, wait, sit there. Same thing when you go down to the ferry. But for me, when I fly from here to the Philippines, I've had enough of flying. I want to just sit back, relax on ferry for an hour or so and watch and look out at the water and see what's out, see the beauty around us. And that's great, And when we got into Tagbilaran, it's so big, it's beautiful. Got a lot of history behind it. Anyway, we went down to Panglao, went down to see Arlene's auntie. Hello, Auntie Rosanna and family. We went by. This was the first time we went. I went there to Bohol, and we went by bus. Very interesting. Everybody throwing everything up on top of the bus, and a few people sitting up on top of the roof of the bus, which is very interesting. It's great. It's good to get to meet a lot of people, different people from different places. But we enjoyed that. I enjoyed going to doing island hopping. Went out. I can't think of a name in Filipino. My apologies for that. I think it's called San Francisco, and it's a religious little island, and it was beautiful. It was just lovely. But all the islands, when you go island hopping around the Philippines, it makes you open up your eyes and look at what beauty is around us, and makes you, when you're in the city, you sort of take for granted what's out there. So, to go island hopping and enjoy different little places out there and have fun and just relax. That's why I love it in the Philippines. It makes me relax, and I enjoy it so much, and I love it. It's great. I love the heat. I love the hot weather. We don't go out too much in the hot weather, but when we're there, we do go island hopping, and we do go to the malls, and we go to quite a lot of other places when we're over there. And we went to another island after that one, and I thought, I'm singing in my head, Jamaica, Bahama, whatever it is, by the Beach Boys, my favourite song too. and Kokomo, and I love it. I started singing that song in my head, and I thought, oh, this is great, and going fishing underwater. When I mean going fishing, scuba diver type fishing underwater, looking at all the different fishies. It was great. And we didn't have CJ when we went over there in 2010, but when he gets a bit older, we'll take him island hopping too. Again, when we go back over. Yeah, we go island hopping when we go back home to the Philippines. Yeah. Yeah, where? Oh, up there? Okay. No plane? Can't see any planes. Can you see plane? No? So, oh, okay. Mountain. Oh, you're talking about cows. Saw some cows. So, the Philippines is really good and really great, and you can do a lot of things there. As a visitor, it's great. We're going to eventually put roots down there. Going to eventually build our house there soon. We got the land and everything. We're just waiting on some more money to come through so we can buy another 100 square meters, feet, another 100 square meters, I think it is. And that will have over 400 square meters with that coming into effect soon, so that's not far off. But we've put dwarf coconut trees in around the border of our property, so we know where our land starts and where it finishes, which is great. That's they're only dwarf coconuts are about, I think they grow to about 6.5 feet, maybe 7 foot tall. They don't grow really too tall, but it's to mark out our boundary where we've got our land and that. So, and because we're going to build probably 2-story, I want to build 2-story NEPA, and I don't know, I think Arlene wants something different, so we're looking around in the books. We're looking on you can go to NEPA huts online and have a look at what they have and what they build, so it'll be a decent size home, so which is good. Decent sized bedrooms. The main will be a bit bigger because that's our bedroom, and I want to be able to swing a cat around in there, so to speak, and have fun, so so I'm not dead. But we've got CJ, and he'll want his own little private little space and area, so that'll be good for him, and which will end up being really great for all of us, especially, and we might be able to build another little hut on the property as well for Mum and Dad. So we'll see what happens there. These things will take time, but we're laying the ground foundations down first and getting all that sorted out and making sure that that's like that, you know, ridgy-dig, mate. As I always say, if someone wants a beer, ridgy-dig, mate, put your money on the fridge. Do they? Nah. Because they keep saying it's my shout all the time, so... Anyway, never mind about that. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind forking out for the beer. I don't mind shouting anybody. I owe you Tropical Tim, and I owe you Biggie and Cebu. And I owe another lovely person, Bill and Mercy from Check Out the Rileys. I owe him a beer too, for helping me out on a certain little situation, he knows. So, you know, but, you know, like when you're going over as a holiday, it's great fun, you know. When you're moving over there, you have to take the big step. Trust me, everyone doesn't think it is. But you have to take the big step. And that big step is, you need to plan like me and Arlene have. You know, gradually build up. Buy land, find a place where you want, look at what the area is like. Survey the area. You've got to survey the area. You've got to see what sort of land it is, and you've got to be able to access it really easy. I found out when we were over and we were looking at the land at Sogod, our access, I thought, how are they going to get stuff up there? Building supplies, such as your lumber for your house, your cement, the amount of bags of cement you need for your floor. Because trust me, ours is going to be it's going to be up a little bit higher because it's on a hill, gradual hill. It's going to be up high, and we're going to have 2-story, so it needs to be firm. You also need to engine oil your timbers. Big thing, guys. Get some engine oil. Make sure that you paint the engine oil on every certain piece of wood that every piece of wood that you got, because you know what, engine oil, termites hate it. Yep, that's true. Termites hate engine oil. So you need to paint all your uprights and your roof trusses, paint all of it before you put it up, and make sure they're off the ground when you're painting it. And if you've got horses, which I mean, they're like, how can I put this? Horses are like, they got 4 legs and they're a wood beam, and you can lay your timbers on it while you're painting. We call them a horse because they look like a horse, but you can lay your timbers on them and paint the timbers with your engine oil, and that will get rid of the termites. Termites won't, they hate it. Also, my little suggestion to you guys, your concrete slab, if you're putting down a concrete slab, or your concrete poles, make sure you go around with the engine oil over that too. Okay, even where you're building on the slab, make sure you go around with engine oil around. You know, use old used engine oil, because yep, the termites hate that fucking things, and it makes it. They hate the stuff. They won't go near it. They'll probably get on it and then they'll die. So you need to think what happens if your engine. You keep doing it until you you paint around your house on the slab. You paint the slab around where, if that's your slab, the house joins like that. You paint around the slab with the engine oil. Okay, that's a must do in the Philippines, because you don't want termites getting into your timbers, and the next, probably 14, 15 years later, you hear a few cracks and then the roof falls in. Uh-oh. I think I should have put engine oil on that. That Mr. Scotty was right. Should have put engine oil on the beams and trusses. But you know, you need to have ground things. You need to be able to excuse me, I'm thinking again. You can hear the motors climbing, working. You need to be able to sort out what place you want to go to, where you want to live, what area, and cost. Let me tell you, let your wife and her father or mother, only two people, go out with you, mum and dad. Let them talk to the people you're buying the land off. Don't you get involved. If you're a foreigner, don't get involved. Let mum and dad. You're there, yes. If they see thing, you just say, mate, got nothing to do with it. They're buying the land. Dad's got the money. Where I'm just looking at what they're buying, you know, and I'm just giving them an opinion. I'm giving mum and dad an opinion. So you make them think that it's not for you, it's for them. Okay? Smart. Everything's smart, guys. You got to make sure that they think that mum and dad are buying the land, not you. You're just looking to, and that will help you out. It'll help you out in a big way, because if you look for it and you say it's for you, let me tell you, the price will go up. So, and my wife knows that, and she's pretty cluey, mate. Let me tell you, she's pretty good. And you know, we got our land, our first I think we paid 5,000 Australian dollars for the first 100 square metres. Now and that was off our cousin, so that was alright. I've got no stress there. But our next door neighbour is selling 200 square metres, so we brought one of that at the moment. We only paid 1,000 for Australian dollars, I think, which is around about 40,000 pesos. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we paid around about 5,000 Australian dollars for the first 100 square metres. Now we've got close to 300 square metres, and we're looking to buy another 100 square metres, which would cost me $1,000 Australian, which is good. I'm happy with. Just checking to see if my little boy's awake, because the sun was in the eye then. So that's a big hint, is to make sure that you think that your mum and dad are buying the land and not you, which makes it easier for you. So I'm looking after the foreigner there, but you got to be nice, you got to be polite, and if you're thingo, let me tell you, you might get a bit of a bargain in some way if you look. Politeness, being courteous to Filipino. Remember, you're a visitor in their country, so being polite and being courteous is the most up thing. I am always courteous to my fellow Filipinos and Filipinas because I'm a visitor in their country at the moment. When I become a resident or a permanent resident, which I've got a permanent residence card, I've got to get another one made up because it expired. I was supposed to go back and have another interview, but I couldn't make it because I had to go back to work. So, and it fell back on the year after, the same, like we only got back in a certain part, 2011. We got back in November of 2011. So, I didn't get a chance to redo my visa, a permanent residence. But that cost me $300 Australian, 10,000 pesos at the time in 2011. So I've got to renew that. I know that, no drama. I've got the paperwork there. I can redo it again. No stress. But when you're going over to live permanently, make sure you take all the paperwork you need. Date of birth, everything. The whole kit and caboodle. Kitchen sink. No, don't take that. But, just make sure that you have the adequate and the right paperwork. Check with the mayor of your barangay in the province that you're going to, what paperwork you need. Also, make sure that your land has got clear title. It doesn't, if the elderly, the people that you brought, sorry, my apologies, if the people that you brought the land off pass away, the father passed away or something like that, you've got to make sure you've got clear title. So if you haven't got clear title, what happens is the brother or the sister will fight for that land, and before you know it, you've got a half-built house on the land that you should have had, but you didn't check because you didn't find out whether you had a clear title, is theirs. So you always make sure you've got a clear title, that when you buy the house, it is, and the land, it is yours and your wife's. And I'll use that term, yours and your wife's, because it makes it easier. Or ours, like me and Arlene, ours, it's our land. Make sure that you always have a clear title, guys. I'm not going to emphasise that anymore, but that's it. Just make sure you've got a clear title when you're buying land, because it makes it a lot easier. And then you don't have brothers and sisters fighting over the land, and before you know it, you got a half-built house, which is yours, but it's not really yours because it's on their land, and you're up to shit. Trust me. So we made sure we got clear title on both lots, on Arlene's cousin and on our next door neighbours. And he's not in a hurry at the moment because he has got plenty of money and he knows we're not going too far. So tea, not coffee this time. So you should always make sure you've got a clear title. Also, when you're going over there to live, you got to make sure that it's for keeps. You can still keep your house here in Australia or America or wherever, but I wouldn't sell it. Like, if you kept your house, a bit of advice here, guys, a bit of advice to you foreigners. The big mistake you make is you sell all your land up and or your house, wherever you are. Best thing is rent it, okay, and give your real estate agent a place where you're living, so they can send the money to you and put it into your bank account. That's a big must, okay? That is a big must. Make sure that your real estate's got your forwarding address and that they can send your rent money, rent your house out. Because when you're overseas, you got a bit of an income coming in, guys, and that's a big bonus. You know, we need that income. So if you own land here and you're going over to the Philippines to live, make sure that you have your house rented, and you can rent it with the furniture you got in it. If you want to, but I would either turn around and say, well, excuse me, Mr. John Smith, I'm going to rent the house with the furniture that's in there, but if you don't want it, I'll just sell it before we go, okay? So that way they can put their own furniture in your house, but it is your house, but they're renting it, you know, and they look after it. You got no stress, you know, it's all good. Excuse me. But it makes it easier to do that, guys, to have a bit of cash flow coming in, and you haven't got that stress of looking for money. Now, if your real estate's not doing what they're supposed to do, easy phone call to your brother. Tell him to go around and give him a kick up the behind and find out why he hasn't sent the money. And don't accept the excuse, oh, I was busy, because that don't whitewash with me. You're doing, if you put in your contract of rent that he takes, say your rent's such and such, he can take, say your rent's 100 a month or 300 a month, he can take out 100, and that will help you out with making the transaction a little bit easier, and that way he will be on the ball because he's getting that little bit in his pocket. You're helping him out too, you're feeding his family, and it makes it easier for both of you and your wife. That, you know, that money can go to building supplies or whatever you want over there. I wouldn't go selling your house straight away, guys. I'd just rent it out and have that agreement with your real estate agent, if you trust him. But, you know, it makes it easier for them. It benefits them. You know, my old motto is, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Because watch out. It's like a dog. Shouldn't bite the hand that feeds it, or else be out on its freaking effing ear. You know, that's just my tip. Make sure you have your house rented. I know it sounds like you feel like you've got something more lumbered on top of you, but if you're moving to the Philippines, you're buying your land and that, rent your house out. Sell, if they don't want the furniture, sell the furniture. There's some more money in your pocket. That money that you sell your furniture can go into, say, a jar or a suitcase, which you can put underneath the bed or whatever, or in a bank if you trust banks, which will go towards, if you don't dip into it and you look after it, you'll have money for your old age. You can also use a little bit of the cash flow if you accidentally hurt yourself and you need to go to hospital in the Philippines. Medical expenses and stuff like that. You always put that aside, guys. Don't be silly. Don't be a silly Billy, because it helps you, but that's just my take on things. That's what I will be doing. We've got a good house in Sunbury, and we will, if anything happens to Mum, I will be talking to my brother and saying, look, I know I can't pay you out what I owe you, but if I pay you rent, thing about knowing my brother, he'll want his money straight away, which I don't blame him. Good on him. I love him dearly. But if we pay him rent, that's okay. But if you've got a good relationship with your family and your brother, things shouldn't be impossible. And if we have to sell the house and we have to buy another house, move into it somewhere further up the country, like Romsey or that we can get a little weatherboard, and it's not going to cost much. We will be probably doing that, but that's just a question mark at the moment. We'll see what happens there. But if you own your own home, my advice is, like I just said, money to the real estate guy. You put people in it to rent the house. You charge them, say, $200 of rent, and the other, if you charge them $300 rent, the $100 can go to the real estate agent. If you charge them $400, which I think is really over the top, I think you're better off to charge them, say, $390 and or $380, and for rent, even $350 for rent. I'm changing my mind every 5 minutes. Sorry, guys. Right, $350 for rent, right? That money can go, $100 can go to the real estate agent for looking after the house and making sure the house is okay. You get the other half of rent and you put that in your bank, okay? You might need that for your old age, you might need it for if you get hurt or you have to go into hospital. You've got some money there to, help you out. But that's just my little bit of advice, guys. That's what I would do if I was moving to the Philippines. And sorry, guys. She just did a U-turn right in front of me. Didn't even indicate. 5-second indication. God, people bug me. But yeah, that's what I would do. Okay? Makes it easier in life. Makes it easier for you to have when you're back home there in the Philippines. Checking out things. So basically, you always make sure, even if you hospital insurance there and stuff. I do insurance when I fly over through Flight Centre, who are in trouble at the moment. They're going into receivership, unfortunately. And now I've got to find another travel agent to go through, because we used to deal with Flight Centre, so we have to find another travel agent to go through for flying overseas. But you know, there's plenty in Sunbury. There's actually another one there, or we will go with our friend Stephen Ronalins, who my mate, who passed away about 3 years ago, used to go with in Moreland Road, Moreland, Philippine Airlines. We'll probably go through. We might go through them. He has no issue with them, so we'll sort out that. Find out what we can do there. But yeah, they're just basically my tips. Don't sell your house, put people in it, rent your house. Therefore, you got money coming in your pocket, and you can put it in a little book and make a book yourself if you have to, and that way you can put your money in that little book and hide that little book somewhere. Always remember where you put your little book to, by the way. But you know, you can make sure that you have got some money behind you. It will pay. It will help you out in the long run, okay? Because you might need extra cash flow over there for, as I said, for hospital, medical treatments, whether it be you, him, or Arlene. You've got that backup. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to help you out. So keep your property, rent it out. That way you got cash flow. Easy peasy Japanesey, as I say. And makes your life a lot less stressful, guys. But as I said, when you're going over to the Philippines, you need to take a big hard look at what you're going to do, because you know, you might not like it. That's why you go over as a visitor. If you marry a Filipina, or and go back over, if you meet a Filipina and go back over there and get married, you need to lay ground plans. So that's what me and Eileen are doing. And especially for school for this little fella, because we don't know. I know my mum's cook. I know she's not the best, but you don't know what's down the track, you know. And I don't want to talk ill of that. I don't want to go there. Go and pick mummy up. But if anything happens, you need to, with family, everything gets sorted out, but you need to, and you have to wait a little while sometimes for it to come through, guys, because it doesn't come through straight away. But, you know, those sort of things, you need to have backup plans, and you need to make sure that you and your wife have a good and comfortable life in the Philippines, and you be able to do things. You know, we've got our land. It's great. You know, it's probably 2 hours out of Cebu City. Mum and Dad will probably have the other house that we've got there, we will build in Sogod and stay there, and you know, it'll be great. It's going to be good, so we're looking forward to it. But I'll throw up some more things later on, guys, because I'm nearly around the corner here to pick up Arlene, and we'll have another chat later. Remember, this has been Scott, expat in the Philippines. Life's good. Catch you later, guys.